My name is Jamie Levine. I run the Legal Services Program at Elder Law and Advocacy in San Diego. I'm going to be going over a number of platforms that we are using in order to better deliver legal services to our clients. The three platforms that I'm going to review today are, first off, the browser-based case and client management system that we have migrated to. Secondly, an internal wiki that we have created. And thirdly, our online survey platform. So what I have up on the screen right now is the homepage for our database, our case and client management system. When we were considering what to use following the demise or the near demise of our Microsoft Access-based system, there were a number of things that we really wanted to be able to do. Number one, we wanted to be able to customize it as much as possible in-house. Number two, we wanted the ability to be able to fully utilize its functionality from any location, because we're a community-based organization and we see clients in their community. Three, we wanted to go as paperless as possible, meaning that we wanted everything to be digital files, scan everything, and we also wanted to have access to those documents no matter where the attorneys or other staff were located. We wanted something that would grow with us in the future, so we wanted something that was going to integrate with any other platforms that potentially we were going to be using. And we wanted to be able to do all of this within the constraints of a legal services organization that has very limited ability to hire additional individuals, i.e. no IT staff, no HR staff. All of these things have to be done by the attorneys and by the support staff. So when we were looking at the various platforms available, the idea of a browser-based platform became very attractive. Browser-based means that we can use it anywhere. It's going to integrate extremely easily with anything that we're using on almost any platform, and the communication ability would be somewhat, ultimately seamless, but at least extremely simple in terms of communicating electronically with other attorneys, with clients, with other parties. And so all of those things combined to really make it an obvious choice when only one of the platforms was browser-based. The other side of the coin, of course, is security. I'm not a security expert. I'm not going to get into the security that is available with this particular platform, but it is obviously something that we considered very seriously, and it's something that the vendor considers very seriously. So at this point, we feel comfortable that the security measures in place are sufficient, and also that their attention to security issues in the future is going to remain that way, so that we are not going to face any kind of potential pitfalls. The bottom line is all of these systems have some vulnerabilities, and it's not clear that just by virtue of being a cloud-based system, those vulnerabilities are any greater than any other platform. So in terms of the customization, everything that you're seeing now on the screen, these are things that we've created. So as there was just a text box up there that was the note-taking section of our case and client management system, and everything below that are options that we put in there. So we always have the option to email the note to another individual, and I use this all the time. I have all my volunteers email me every time they input a note. Then there's a section that allows you to upload any document, and as I said, we wanted to go paperless, and that's what we've done. We scan everything, all documents that we create and all documents that are coming in from clients and other parties. and we have been quite successful. So all of those documents get uploaded to the cloud-based system and are available to the attorneys and support staff no matter where they are. And then we've also integrated the time into that same space so that once you've indicated what documents you're uploading and what you did with the client, you're given an opportunity to indicate how much time you spent on that client without having to go into another screen. And I show you this not because I think this is the greatest way to do it, but just to show you that we have customized it so that it has been optimized for our workflow at the current time. But we may change it in the future. I mean, I'm sure we will change it in the future. There's a lot more that I could show you here, but I'm not doing a demonstration of the software. I'm just trying to give you an idea. The reason I'm highlighting that number is it's also possible to email directly into cases. So if you take the the case number and you put it into an email, it's possible to email anything directly into a file, which can be another very helpful way of proceeding. I had mentioned that it's very easy for us to customize the case and client management system. So I'm going to show you the close page that we've created. So once we've decided that a case is ready to be closed, the attorney goes to the Actions menu, chooses Close Case, and then is given the option to have an email sent. And that email is a template that goes out to the client. And we've populated this drop-down menu with a bunch of options. So if the client has no email address, then you would put no, client has no email address, and no email will be sent. If we had put yes, then the support staff would send that email. If we've finalized timekeeping for the case, and we do have a display here of how many hours have been recorded on the case, then we get a couple of other options. What is the close reason? Everything is pre-populated. If we have an outcome, we can put that in here. If there are additional notes, those would go there. If you want this information to be sent as an email, you could choose the recipients, and otherwise you click on continue. And then this case is officially closed. The next platform that I wanted to show you was what we call our internal wiki. So this is a knowledge collaborative that we have developed in-house. It was created entirely by the attorneys, support staff, and volunteers. And it's basically a similar concept to Wikipedia. If you look on the right side here, these are all of the case types that we deal with on a regular basis in our office. And if you were to click on any of those case types, you would find whatever is the most utilitarian for the attorneys and volunteers. So if I click on Advanced Healthcare Directives, at the top you'll see the healthcare directive forms that we are using, and then it'll get down into articles and other information. If I was to click on capacity, which is something we deal with very often in our office, there is information about assessment, certain exams that can be administered, and information about how to deal with that. Let's just look at one more. If you were to look at elder abuse, then what you get to very quickly are A, how to get a restraining order, and B, the law concerning elder abuse in California. And that is basically based upon our experience in terms of what comes up most often. And on the left side here, we have everything that is internal to our organization. So for example, ELA training, I have, these are each short videos that go over the database and the wiki. And then when we have new volunteers come in, we have a short checklist about forms they have to fill out, about what kinds of connections we have to make with the volunteer, and then at the end we have a survey that we send out to our former volunteers so that we can have some knowledge of what their experience was and what might be helpful to them in terms of making it a better experience for the volunteers. Other things that we collect and maintain here include success stories. So we all know that success stories are important for our funding and for our reporting. Meeting notes. If you look here, we have our meeting notes and agendas from every meeting since we created the wiki. Another great thing about this is the platform maintains a log of every change that is done. And the third platform I wanted to share with you is a polling software that we have. So we have 3 polls that we are running right now. Obviously, one of them is used more than the other ones, but they're all very helpful to us. We poll our clients automatically, and if you go down to the document templates, you'll see that there are a bunch of options here. So for example, this Senior Legal Services exit email, if I download that, I will bring up a letter that we can use as a basis to either email or contact the client via a hard copy. And it includes a link to the poll and a link to options for supporting us either through giving or through signing up for our newsletter. And that is just one example of how we are using our database to integrate with other platforms. So what we just witnessed was our case and client management system mining the database for information, putting it into a different format or platform. In this particular case, it was Word, and then in that new format, it has links to our donation page, links to our survey, links to our newsletter, and links to Amazon Smile, which is another way to support our organization. So what it really gives you is this incredible opportunity to use the existing hyperlinking technology that is practically ubiquitous on the internet and is accessible on almost any platform that you're using. So looking forward, we see this as only becoming a more powerful, more integrated, and more useful tool. I'm going to stop there in terms of the demonstration of what we're doing. I have a lot of other ideas that we are either currently implementing or I plan to implement in the future. We don't have an IT staff. We don't have anyone who works on these kinds of things full-time. This is something that the attorneys and support staff do while they're doing all their other tasks. So I'm always interested in whatever technologies available that might make our lives easier given the constraints that we're all facing.